Lead exposure from gasoline has lowered IQ scores for 170 million Americans. That in a report at Study Finds, where we invite you to like and subscribe for the latest information. Now, parents, don't get too worried. Lead was banned in gasoline back in 1996. But for those of you alive before that, and that includes me, I'll try and use smaller words. A team from Duke and Florida State University says that more than half of the United States lost 4 IQ points, and that adds up to about 824 million IQ points lost among more than 170 million Americans alive today. Researchers explain lead was added to gasoline after 1923. The process helped to keep car engines functioning. Due to car exhaust and other avenues of contamination, the study finds exposure to leaded gas during childhood has created long-term and possibly lifelong health issues for people living in this era. This damage, they say, includes accelerated aging in the brain. They say people born in the 1960s and 70s, during the peak of leaded gasoline use, are particularly at risk, according to the study. Hey, I was alive back then, and I have brain nothing remotely stops working. Wrong. I do get it. It's not great news. Apparently, I was born during the peak, and, that was back when mom's arm was your seatbelt, and before the mid-70s, house paint had lead in it, too, so we probably had it coming from everywhere. I used to chew on those little, lead fishing weights when I was a kid. I'd be out fishing with Dad. Yeah, I had issues, but suffice to say, there seemed to be a lot of lead sources out there when I was a youngin'. So, what makes lead so dangerous for the others like me? What makes lead badder? Lead is a neurotoxin which erodes brain cells if these particles enter the body. Studies show there are no safe levels of lead exposure at any point in a person's life. However, exposure to lead is especially dangerous for kids because of its ability to impair brain development and lower cognitive functioning. That means lead bad, makes thinking hard. I'm sorry. I know it's bad news, but I can't go back and change it now. Researchers used public data on blood lead levels in U.S. children and leaded gas usage and population statistics to estimate the impact on Americans still living in 2015. Those figures revealed that more than 170 million people had clinically concerning levels of lead in their blood during childhood. Whoopsie! Scientists say the impact of that exposure resulted in lower IQ scores as well as a higher risk of smaller brain size and a greater likelihood of developing mental illness or heart disease during adulthood. Yeah, that sucks. Back in the 90s, I spent one summer scraping paint in an old farmhouse to help remodel the thing. For sure, that paint had lead in it. So, like I said, I can't go back and change this, but look on the bright side, and I'll hope my brain doesn't fall out of my nose the next time I sneeze. No, people, that won't happen. If it does, I'll get it on video. It'll be cool. Check out more detail in the link in the description below on this and other studies at studyfinds.com.